Welcome to the Allo.Capital podcast, powered by the Greenfield Network. If you're just joining us, we're doing seasons. This season, we're summoning Allo.Capital, a new spinout from Gitcoin that is designed to build the capital allocation layer of the tokenized internet. I think there's big upside here. Capital allocation is a multi-trillion-dollar design space, and VCs, governments, NGOs, and DAOs all have to allocate capital to meet their goals. But it's also a place where we can start small. Every time you spend money, you're allocating capital. Through the summoning of the Allo.Capital DAO and this podcast, which is designed to catalog it, we are threading a through line, partnering with builders, researchers, and funders to figure out what on-chain capital allocation will look like, and then building it on-chain. If you want to learn more, you can visit our website at Allo.Capital, where you can download the Allo books for free, play with some of our dApps, or join the Telegram or participate in the DAO. The plan for this podcast is to feature interviews with select guests, DAO designers, mechanism designers about the summoning of the Allo DAO. I'll be playing clips from the Allo Proto DAO summoning ceremony in Denver on 2/26, and then interweaving that with interviews with subject matter experts in the ecosystem. And this will be the Allo.Capital podcast, which we will initially cross-post with the Greenpill.network podcast, well, at least the first 15 minutes of each episode, and then you'll have to go over to Allo.Capital and subscribe to the new podcast from there. And we are only making the Allo.Capital podcast and the full episodes available to people who hold the Allo Patron NFT, which is the designator of the members of the Proto DAO that are going to be summoning the final Allo DAO. So the TLDR, the Allo.Capital podcast, will be bootstrapped by the Green Pill Network, and then will eventually become its own podcast, and full episodes will only be available to the Illuminati, the people who hold the Patron NFT, and also the people who designed the DAO, who are submitting DAO design proposals. So quite an ecosystem that we're stirring up over here, and I'm really excited to see how Allo.Capital evolves and what we're able to accomplish together. So I wanted to kick off this new podcast by playing you a speech that I gave at the Allo summoning ceremony on February 26th in Denver, Colorado. This speech describes my vision for Allo DAO and the grand reveal of a fountain in the middle of the room. If you're watching on video, you'll see the fountain, which is basically a metaphor for a capital allocation mechanism. Fountains distribute water from underground and give life to things around it in an arid landscape. And we kind of think that that's a perfect metaphor for what we're doing when we invent a new capital allocation mechanism, is creating a fountain. So this is a speech that describes my vision for Allo DAO and the impact it's going to have on the world, and then a grand reveal of the fountain in the middle of the room. So I hope you enjoy.
Reach of this ecosystem. And now, behold, this unassuming form in the center of the room. The quiet presence that has been sitting here all day listening. It is a mirror reflecting our shared purpose and our collective energy. Each conversation, each new idea, each connection made today has only added to its power. It represents the boundless potential that lies dormant, waiting to be unleashed. It is the source from which a new world will emerge. This is the heart of the oasis that we're building together. For too long, the forces of division and short-sightedness, what some would call Moloch, the spirit of destructive competition, have held us back. But today, we choose a different path. We embrace collaboration. We embrace abundance. We stand at the threshold of a new age, an age of shared prosperity, an age where the flow of resources is guided by wisdom, by intention, and the shared vision of a brighter future. This fountain, the symbol before us, embodies this future. It is the antithesis of a destructive competition. It is the power of coordination made real, the flow of resources directed not by greed, but by purpose. It is the cleansing force that prepares us for a new era of human flourishing, a new era of abundance. Let the spirit of innovation empower us. Let the power of collaboration flow through us. We are the architects of a new world, and we are the community united in purpose. We call forward this abundance. Unveil waters of potential, show us your true form. Flow, O currents of life-giving capital, make your power known. Spring forth, O fountain, and we will help us build an age of coordinated abundance. The fountain lives, the water flows, and so does our future we are building together. This is our moment, our collective triumph, the first step of go forth and be a part of this transformation and carry this energy, this vision, this abundance into the world and be the flow, become the flow.
Alrighty. Thanks for listening to the Allo.Capital podcast, initially powered by the Green Pill Network. Again, we are going to feature the people who are building the capital allocation layer of the tokenized internet in this podcast. And this podcast will eventually only be available to Allo Patron NFT holders. Disclaimer before we roll out, this podcast episode is for informative purposes only and not financial advice. Do your own research. Do not make any financial decisions based on these posts. In addition, I own crypto assets like ETH, DAI, USDC, and GTC. And while you're here, please make a offering to our algorithmic overlord. Please remember to subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. It really helps us to build the movement around Allo and the capital allocation layer of the tokenized internet that we are trying to summon. And thanks for listening. I will see you on the next one. Peace.